Hello. I'd like to call on Ed Archie, Noise Cat. Is he around? Right in front of me. It wasn't that long ago we were here under different times, and it's exciting to know that we have 30 years of amazing pathways of everyone coming through here. Each and every one of us that was here today, on the floor, at this mic, over these speakers, the food, each and every one of the seats full, the little ones and our elders. We're really happy to see everyone here. One of the words that Alex spoke to one of his class is about being proud of each and every one of us. I want to share that experience, that each and every one of us matter. We mean something to each and every one of us. With that said, I just wanted to express something that Alex was recognized for here at school, a place where my sister and I, we kind of grew up here. We see a lot of kids here. It's good to see the next generations coming forth. But something real special, I don't want to say it right now. I want Ed Archie to say it, and then there's some background to it that I was really moved, and I'll share those words after a minute.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ed Archie Noise Cat, and I'm an adjunct professor here, working in the carving shed. I've been involved with the Longhouse for a couple of decades. I think I was here for at least a couple of the gatherings. I know and have met and have worked with most of the artists that you've seen here today, except for maybe one or two, but the amount of art and culture and just the depth that you're seeing here today is astonishing. I mean, the culture that is here, that is here at the Longhouse, that is brought out by Laura and the crew here is amazing, and I just feel very, very fortunate to be among this group of people, especially with Micah and his family here. I was honored to be asked to create a memorial piece for Alex McCarty, who was the teacher of carving and cultural studies here in the carving shed. What I did is I took a stack of yellow cedar and then some red cedar and put together this bench, which is reminiscent of the chief settees that you see up north that are all carved up. But this is it's put together with Japanese joinery, so it comes apart. It's four pieces. The Thunderbird, that is the backrest, slides down onto the tails of the wolves, and the seat is a solid. Well, it's not solid. It's actually glued up red cedar. Pretty nice older growth cedar. So it's red cedar, yellow cedar, and copper. And as you know, the wolves are important to us Salish people as well as the Macaws. And the Tlinkits and Tsimshians and Haidas as well. I mean, we're all very cognitive of the relatives that we have in the wild, in the forest, in the ocean, the supernatural. I mean, we are very connected to every aspect of the world that you see and that you don't see around you. And I wanted to convey that in the work that I'm bringing that recognizes our friend Alex McCarty, who was the carving teacher here at Evergreen. So this is the piece that I carved. Thank you.
I'm going to ask Ed to stand with us and also to shake all the hands of the family that came. This is really, really super touching in too many ways to speak words. The colors as well. These colors are in the spirit as well because we have something to give to the school. But at this time, I want to acknowledge Alex's firstborn, Tiara. I'm super proud that she finished school this year. She graduated this year. It's been a really hard year for our family, but in celebration of what we have to look forward to, Tiara's done some great things this year. It's a hard thing to carry forward with the kind of life history that our family's been through, with our brother walking on, our father, our uncle. And with Tiara's example of perseverance and making it through the tough and the hardship and winning, doing what all of us that come here to this place support each other doing. It takes a village. It takes a village for us to be successful together, and no family stands alone. I want to acknowledge my firstborn, Anna. And Anna McCarty has done some amazing work helping to organize what we can do and bring together as a family at this time. We too have family with songs and dances at home, and there's storms at home. There's a tree that dropped over the road, so we see all of the Facebook posts. But I want to take a moment and speak to this bench. It was good to see the wolves out. I want to commend David Boxley for bringing his wolves. We had thoughts of bringing wolves too, but our singers stayed home. But with that, I wanted to express what the wolf teaching, what we can share about that right now, and that's taking care of the people, that's taking care of the territory. In each and every one of those villages that we all come from, we have similar teachings. Some have the wolves, some have different creatures. But it's that continuity of protecting what we have and who we are. Another piece I want to share a little bit about the lightning on this bench. Our brother Alex, my brother Swiftwater, he painted these on this side over here, the sea serpents. The sea serpent headdresses in our traditions speak to the literacy of the territory. And that is part of what Evergreen embodies, is that literacy of the territory in ways that is beneficial to those that decolonize what we strive to do to replace what is there from the colonial system to what we can do to manifest a preferred alternative. And keeping these teachings alive the way we do, it's important for our next generations to carry on and see and witness what we're doing. It was not that many generations ago or decades ago where a lot of us here were younger. Raise your hand if you were little here. Before this building. Thank you. Well, right now I want to share a song. This song was shared to all of the canoes that made it to Akalot. Who was on travel journeys in '97 to Akalot, to La Push? Can you raise your hand? Okay, we got some here. We got some journeys here. So, Holokwe, one of our close cousins from Ditidot, he composed this song about calling our ancestors to us. We can think about each and every one of our ancestors that we carry in our genes that are here with us. And the second part of this song is when the ancestors are with us, it's like lightning in our blood, like lightning in our veins. And that part speaks to me when I saw the lightning in the bench. And so I didn't know exactly what we would do. I knew that the day would carry as it had, and we just came and showed up to go with the flow. I'm going to sing this ancestor song. It calls the ancestors to us, and then I'll sing a version of that with the lightning in our veins, and then we have some more presentations to honor the partnership that we have here at Evergreen State College. Click-o, click-o. You can sit now. I want to acknowledge my older brother, Little John. He's our oldest. He's named after the first man to be called John McCarty. He's our great-grandfather, Hishka. Our great-grandfather, Hishka, was a little too young at the time of the treaties, but he was seated at a time of great change for our people. And he's been a huge inspiration for all of us. He's been a huge inspiration for our brother Alex. We also have Sakawith, he carries that name, Aaron Parker. He's the son of our cousin Aaron. He's first cousin of ours, but we were so young, we got a lot of first cousins that are actually like uncles and aunties. But that's how we are. And then my sister, Maggie McCarty Asma'is, she shares important life history with our brother. She walked and got her master's in tribal administration with Alex McCarty when he got his MIT, his master's in teaching. So I want to acknowledge that. For me, to see them do that was an incredible experience for myself, because that was why our mothers and our fathers and all of the aunties and all the uncles, that's why we strive so hard to make this happen. I remember when it was just murals over in the library building before this building existed, when it was an idea, it was a vision. To see the Hilaire family together was incredible to see that. I remember Mayor Hilaire as a little kid. She had an energy about her that was unforgettable. true matriarch power, a vision for that. And what John shared about that in Nia Bay, we were making a preferred alternative. Our family there, our leadership from the Markestrom family manifested a preferred alternative from the boarding schools so that we would have a place at home for our kids to stay home and learn. And that's what we were able to do here at Evergreen State College, that we can create a place for us Indians to come and study. It was an amazing experience to be a young child in the 70s at that time, to see that energy of what we've done since then. I was a little kid then, but I was a part of the crowd. But Aaron, Parker, and Stephanie did a lot of work in the short time since Alex has left us in the physical being. His spirit's here, it remains strong. And we have an announcement we've been working on, and we want to thank people at Evergreen State College. It's our extended family. It's our extended community. We are extended village. We are extended Native community together here. And we're excited to remind people that we have a scholarship fund in Alex McCarty's name, the Swiftwater Scholarship Fund. It's been established, and we hold our hands up to the college for working with the family on that. And I know Stephanie and Aaron have had a huge part of making that happen. As a younger brother to our youngest brother, cousin Aaron is really stepping up in a way with his wife that it's exciting to see. And we have a gift that we want to give to the college, and we want to plant the seed. Like to see a raise of hands of all artists, all carvers, all weavers, all storytellers. Let's see a show of hands. Beautiful, beautiful. This is something that we want to be able to do, is to establish, maybe not an annual, but we want to do an art show fundraising event dedicated to the scholarship fund. We'd like somebody from the college that's ready to be a partner in this endeavor to accept this paddle on behalf of the Alex McCarty family, to be the seed that plants for a gala where we can celebrate artists. I'm going to ask Lindley to show that color scheme next to the bench and this beautiful panel here. See, I didn't know we were going to be coordinated color-wise. And Luna's super special. We love you, Luna. Thank you. But as each and every one of us know, life's journey can be difficult, and I wanted to be symbolic with a paddle, because I know that when people have scholarships and people have art sales and people help other people out, it's helping us along the journey. So this paddle is symbolic in moving this Swiftwater Scholarship Fund forward. So I invite any other artists that want to share in this vision. I do have an idea that I know what it's like. I've been asked by other funders that artists don't always have to necessarily be a donation. Like, we're going to raise money so that we can do some purchases to help artists, help us, help each other, to help more natives come to school here at Evergreen State College.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody here today, the staff and all the help put this on, so you guys celebrate the life of my little brother, my baby brother, and help carry his legacy on. As you can tell, we got another graduate from here who graduated with his auntie here. Well, not with, but my baby brother and my sister graduated here. And it makes me feel good inside knowing that you're all here to help carry on the warm house, or the longhouse, but a longhouse, which is a major central part of a family. So this has become, we're all family here because we all gathered at the longhouse. And just like to thank you all again.
Thanks, bro.
So I've stood here a number of times already, in various stages of remembering Alex. And I just want to thank everyone here once again for standing with us through all of those different stages, and remind everyone that, we did have some time of more silence and retrospective thought maybe. And I think that now we're also trying to show that we're ready to move forward with more of a celebratory spirit. So thank you everyone for standing with us.
We have a short list of folks we want to recognize from the school, so we'll just do this real quick at this time. Do we have stuff there for that? Yep. Get them ready. What's this one? So while we're getting some things organized, just once again, these precious moments in life history when we do have sudden changes and tragedy, the moments when people step forward really make a huge difference, and it brings out the best in each and every one of us when we are in the spirit in those moments. We have special thanks for some of the faculty that worked with Alex. I'd like to call on Nitom for emceeing. It's good to see Maka representing, and Nitom's been a huge inspiration for me as a young man. I've seen Nitom speaking at the different cultural events, sat at a couple tables with him, and as an artist, he has always been an excellent inspiration for me. Meticulous art, way before I got started. So he was actually one of the huge artists that I really wanted to aspire to be like, and Nitom's one of my big inspirations. I'd like to call on Zoltan. Zoltan, your teaching partnership with our brother Alex was really special. The times that you created with him and shared was very meaningful to us, and everything that you do with Indian country is very special. You come from a very kind place in your heart, and we recognize that. Kliko, kliko. Dawn Jensen, is Dawn here? Somebody can accept on behalf of Dawn. Dawn was really close to the family. He was right there at a moment's notice when things went bad, and he was just a kindred spirit. We just want to acknowledge his fellowship with the family. Laura, Auntie Laura.
Thank you.
It's not the same without Laura here. Laura said family, and I wanted to acknowledge that because when you grow up and come of age here, you are family. And who else is family? We had to raise the hands earlier. Raise your hands. We're family here. If you grew up here. Christina Ackerley. I seen you. Who else? We know how much Alex meant to you and you meant to him, and kindred colleagues. Thank you. Tina Kukan. Of course, Tina, since the beginning of time. The family's grateful for everything that you've done for the community and support. Mukti. Mukti? No. Is Javier here? And then who else? Bree? Is Bree here? Javier. Javier helped with this scholarship fund. We want to acknowledge that the college has a business plan, and now we're officially a part of it. Thank you. Tanya? Tanya who? Tanya. Oh, is there a Tanya Mote? Mote? I think we're good. All right, well, it seemed like we have some hands to shake that aren't here, so we'll conclude at this point. We thank you for your attention. We will announce when we want to do this event. I'm thinking of an art gala with traditional foods, you know, celebrate our chefs, and I invite other artists to join in this idea and vision so that we can get more natives here at Evergreen State College. Thank you, Ed, for standing with us.
I wanted you to know this piece that we have with Alex.
I gotta thank Laura for this. This is only my second piece from my brother that is given to me in this manner. Sure. Clicko, clicko. Travel mercies to you all and all that have come and gone, and then here we are.
Thank you.
Is this working? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, good. Well, everyone knows Tina Kukan, and that one.
Tina.
Oh. And she was here in the beginning. Gosh, I don't know what to say. she was always here and she was always willing to help us. And sometimes we come totally disorganized. And the reason why is somebody doesn't show up. And so we have to work it and make it work so that it works for all of you. And the lady's got patience to no end, because I know that she went through a lot. And always willing to help us and understand us and make it easier for us so that we could all be here today. Tina, would you please come up? You want to stand here?
Oh, Miigwech Naitam, my good friend. Bujun and Maganidug. Greetings, my relatives. It's so good to see you all. It's so good to be here in Squigwialt. Just being able to experience all the love, all of the beautiful things that we've seen, all the love in our hearts that we always bring to this home every time we gather here. So I really appreciate just an opportunity to acknowledge all of you, to say hello to all of you. It's been great. Take 2 steps and see another person I haven't seen in 10 years. It's really beautiful to be back home here in Squigwialt. And I really appreciated Jeremiah talking about the importance of our language and how sacred our language is, because those of us who are endeavoring to learn our languages know that these are sacred languages given to us by Gishemanado. So I just wanted to add a little piece to what he had begun to share about Squigwialt, because I'm reminded that our uncle Subie, he had said that the walls of the House of Welcome, they contain the essence of all who have been here. And there have been some really great people here. And we think about them and we know some faces that were part of this history and we're here all of the time, and we can see them, we can feel their spirit. So we know they're still here. And I look around this room and I see that there are still great people here. And so what I wanted to add to this piece is that there came the time to begin to imagine, what would this house be called? And so we gathered at Sobie's house at Skokomish, and the Pillar families were there. And Scala was there, and Hazel Pete was there, Aquatide was there, and Bruce's sisters, Annie Pable was there, and Leona, and I know Jeannie was there because she was picking on somebody. It was great, as she did. So they began to imagine, what could we call this home? And they began to talk about a place where all the people would come together, because that was Mary Ellen Hilaire's vision. The people of all cultures could come together in a place where everyone had something to teach and everyone had something to learn. And so they began to discuss what opportunities there might be, and of course the Hadaways were present as well. And they came up with the idea of the House of Welcome, that it was this gathering space for all the people. And I remember that we had the name in English, and we began to wonder, always what we had learned from our Uncle Bruce was, a lot of the language is a metaphor, and it doesn't translate directly necessarily all the time. And so we went to Taxiblu, another pillar of our longhouse, our Auntie Vi Hilbert, and talked to her about, this is the idea that the elders of this place have come forward with, and how would we think about that in the Lushootseed language? And that's the person who gifted us with that name, Squigwialt. And I remember she wrote it down on a napkin back in the cedar room, just on the bench. So just to add that little bit more to what we're seeing here and what we're experiencing together in this House of Welcome. So I am so grateful that, was here from 1996 on, so the majority of my career, uplifting artists, supporting culture bearers, and began with Elma Barton was my partner there. She was at South Puget Intertribal Planning Agency. And we went to the tribes and we brought photographers, and just encouraging people who might say, I'm not an artist, I just do a little beadwork, or I'm not an artist, but I make baskets, and just always uplifting our people. And then later it grew into a national program providing grants and support, because we need to invest in our artists, especially now. I believe in this time, these are prophetic times. We're in the time of the 7th fire prophecy for our Anishinaabe people. We're at that crossroads where we have a chance to make a choice. We can choose to keep going down the pathway of extraction and destruction of our Mother Earth. We know where that leads. But as humans, we have that gift of free will. We can choose another path. We can learn to live within the laws of the natural world. That lights the eighth fire of eternal peace and harmony. Who better to help us imagine that beautiful future that we all want, not only for ourselves, but for all living beings, than the artists? Because the artists are the ones with that gift to be able to see things in a new way. So who could have imagined this program that's now 30 years old, and to think that, look at what has happened for our Coast Salish artists and the space that they have taken and the way they express themselves. You go to downtown Olympia and you see these massive lights created by Joe Seymour and his people. And now he's a professor at University of Washington. He got his MFA at Mario's program. That's amazing. And Louis Gong just strolls in like he's not Louis Gong, who started 8th Generation. So, look at what he's done in that period of time. It's amazing. So thank you for being here, Louis. And, we have superstars among us. And if you are a subscriber to Netflix, you can watch Blown Away and see Dan Friday on, is it season 3? Season 3 of Netflix, Blown Away. And Dan will blow us all away. So it's just these are just a couple of examples of what we've seen over time. And it's a beautiful thing to see. This weekend is such a celebration of Indigenous arts. We know that Indigenous arts are medicine for our people. And they're celebrating right now in Aotearoa, the National Weavers have gathered. And they're celebrating. And Tina Wirihana was the very first artist to be in residence here. And how much it means to us that we have our relatives here. Our Maori relatives came all the way from Aotearoa. And they're here tonight, so we just really want to thank them for being here. Because this circle of influence just continues to grow. And I know Ed Noiscat was one of those first artists from North America to attend the gathering in 1995. This weekend up in Alaska, they're celebrating the 95th birthday of Dolores Churchill. We are surrounded by Indigenous brilliance, and we're surrounded by the medicine of Indigenous arts. So I just want to leave you with one thought, because there's a million people that I'd love to acknowledge. I see the Hazel Pete family and Generations Rising. Everyone has been part of this, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here if you weren't part of this story. But you never know who's going to come into the room. And so we were here at Evergreen having an award ceremony. And in walks our amazing president, Les Purse. So we need to give it up for Les Purse, who's here. And I was with some family from Skokomish, and I said, "Oh, good, the president's here." And nephew said, "Is that Obama?" So you never know who's going to roll into the house of welcome. Thank you, everyone. It's just such a pleasure to see all of you, and I look forward to visiting. Miigwech.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Oh, is that beautiful? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just. Oh, two of you.
Can I just say how proud I am of Laura?
Before we move on, I got a quick announcement in regards to parking. Ed wants to leave, and there's a black Toyota that is blocking him by the carving studio. It has a sticker on it that says Indian for life. I know that could be anybody here. Thanks, Ed. We want to take this time to give Dionisio, who is our caterer, who cooked that absolutely wonderful meal and opportunities to share some words.
Hello. I'd like to introduce myself. I am from Skokomish. My family comes from the Spar family. My great-great-grandfather was Joseph Spar, one of the signers of the Point No Point Treaty. And my grandmother was from Hupa, Natinekwe, river people, from the Middleton family. And I'd just like to say I'm honored to come here and cook at a place where I learned. I'm going to tell everybody that I graduated this year. Thank you. And actually, this catering presentation was my ILC. I want to explain a little bit about my company. I was trying to figure out how I could bring medicine to the people and not sell it. And I'm one of those ones that stand up for the plants and fight for them and honor them and the food. I'm gonna let you guys know that the coho salmon didn't show up this year in Skokomish. And that's scary. What little bit of coho we got from tonight, I was able to get from Squaxin. So I just wanted to educate everybody a little bit about how much this food is worth. And just to have a bite of it is worth to feed our spirit and to feed the ones that aren't here with us today, but are watching us and being with us. One of those chairs, or two of those chairs, one of them is for my late mother, Pamela Hammond. She was a graduate from here. And the other one was for my grandmother, Joan Carpenter. She also was a graduate from here. 65 years old, she retired and went back to school. Thank you. And a little bit of explanation about how our company works. We'll go out and wild harvest the menu, and we'll wild harvest medicine alongside it. And as we continue to harvest, we'll teach the young ones that are with me gathering how to put together this medicine, or how to apply it, or how to talk to it for that matter. Some of these places that we're going and picking this medicine is starting to wake up for us. These animals are being a little bit noisier when we come into town in their area, and it feels good. I'm glad I could be a part of this youth that is backing me. Sage, you want to come over here? You see these young ones. Show them your chef coat. Has his name on it and our company name on it. And it's got work on it. You see, my chefs told me that you can't just get a chef coat. You got to earn it. And these guys have been with me for 3 jobs now and really earned it. We went all the way down to Nez Perce territory and did a cultural camp. And a little boy picked medicine for me. And was so intrigued to tell me how it worked and how good this medicine was for his Sundance that he went to. And so we sat there and we made medicine together. And I kept a little bit of it. And I was just waiting, what can I do with this? You know, something special has to be done with this medicine. And so it came to me. We were on our way to Sundance, and I put it together, Yarrow and Devil's Club. And sure enough, that medicine ended up in Leonard Peltier's hands. That little boy made it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. These young ones coming up and taking it now and understanding that it's theirs. That food is yours.
I fell asleep on his couch.
that salmon, those mushrooms, that's your right. That's your God-given right there to be able to hold that up and protect it, talk about it, and tell people its worth, for that matter. But I just want to say thank you, and I'm honored to cook for you all. And it was amazing to have the feeling and the prayers and the words go to the people and the food fill your guys' spirit. We have a giveaway to give to you guys. I took time to make some t-shirts. But before we do the giveaway, we got a little bit of work. Mom, where are you? We got a birthday cake for my spiritual mother, Misty Kalama. And I just want to say also, the way I carry myself is because of the people that are in my world now and guiding me. And the ones that were there, like my grandmother, she set me off into the world and had a mission for me. And I grabbed it, and I owned it. And now I love it, and it's beautiful. I just want to say I love all you guys, and I appreciate you all. Ha! We're going to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday to you. Okay, giveaway time. We have huckleberry vinaigrette. We got huckleberry jam. I got some hot honey made from indigenous peppers from the Sonora Desert that I got from a farm down in Portland. I also have some gumweed honey, which is really good for your lungs. Anybody that has a hard time breathing, you can take that with a little spoonful. You want some? You got it. What else do we have? Gumweed honey, hot honey, vinaigrette, huckleberry jam, Mosettes. No, we actually didn't let those in. We got mushrooms. So, we got fresh chanterelles for everybody if they want to take a little bit home. That's for you guys. Bring you the food. We're going to have some of the family members for the plates we made come up and grab a blanket. Kimberly Miller, you want to accept the OBA blanket? Stilton family, grandmother. Pamela Hammond, the Middleton family, my mother. Bradley. Bradley John. Bradley, he went out for a break.
Like Trudy Marcelli, come up for Uncle, top of stage. Yeah, Donna and Marcelli.
And we have the blankets. Okay, everyone, keep the floor too quiet. We're gonna make the giveaway stuff. Probably just gonna bring it all out in the middle. And then have my crew kind of run around and hand out. But feel free to come in and grab anything. Okay, don't leave. Yes. Yeah.
you, Dionisio, so much. We still have a lot of work to do, so we're going to keep going with the program. And so this is, I don't have the intros up here, but this is Hazel Peak family and Trudy Marcelli. Okay, do you want a chair out here? 2 chairs.
Yes, Trudy, would you come up, please? Trudy, please come up. One more chair. Yeah. Yeah, microphone up there. I'm waiting for them to.
This this giveaway is a scramble. You should all be on your knees. And you've got 2 minutes. I've prepared 45 minutes of words for this occasion. So please have a seat. Did I say 45? I meant 4 to 5 minutes. I have prepared words for this evening. I wanted to mention that Hazel Pete lived to be 88, and that guarantees me 11 more years. And on my father's side, my aunt lived to be 103. So I will be at the next 30-year celebration. Put me on the agenda. Hazel Pete and Joe Dupuy. Hazel Pete and Joe Dupuy had 14 kids, and Hazel, as a single parent, raised 8 of us. The last 4 months of her life, she called each of us to her bedside. And individually, she told each of us, "I love you." And then she said, "I don't expect the family to stay together." So of course that seals it. We're committed. We stay together. We have our kids gather with us. They make baskets together. We celebrate birthdays together. One of the teachings at the Longhouse, at the Smokehouse, at the House of Slanai, is there's this metaphoric hook as you enter the door, and you hang your troubles, your frustrations, your hates, your grief, your sorrows on that door, and then you enter for the blessings. And so that's what we do at Hazel Pete's house. We declare it neutral. So all of those hates you leave at the door, so that if you are not talking to a sister, this is the time you release that. If the middle generation is not allowing children to see the grandparents, you release that, and everybody comes to weave. Hazel Pete was a 6th-generation weaver. My sisters and I are 7th-generation weavers. So if Henry would step forward, and my sister Trudy, Wayapetamakwa was here earlier. So thank you. I would like to introduce the 7th-generation weavers who are here tonight, my 2 daughters. If they would step forward, give a wave. And then of that generation, we have 8th-generation weavers. So if those weavers would step forward and give a wave. And then I have a great-granddaughter and represents the 9th-generation of weavers, if she would step forward. She gathered with us while she was in the womb. She attended the shows while she was in the womb. She came to Generations Rising, Native Youth Make Art Day in the womb. So it's been in her to come forward and step forward, first as a gatherer and now as a weaver. So we look forward to bringing her out as a weaver as she nears her 14th birthday. So thank you, Tanaya. There have been many words tonight, good words, inspiring words, words of memory, words that take us back to the people that made all of this happen. And there's a few lines in a prayer that I say as our family comes together. And I say to my kids, transform the past into the future through a prism of caring. Reach down and grab us by the ear and shake up our imaginations of who we are as leaders and weavers in the 21st century. Grab us by the scruff of the neck and toss us out onto that road that we normally would not choose. Whatever it takes, whatever works, help us become the men, the women, the leaders you know us to be and desire us to be. We ask this in a humble way, aho. When I think of ourselves as artists, that artists bring forward the leadership. The artistry bring forward the commitment to family. The artistry brings forward the commitment to the land, to the sky, to the elements, and to our creation stories, our origin stories that tell us of how the plants prepared for us because we were coming. So with that, I would like to acknowledge that Hazel Pete and Bruce Miller considered themselves family. As Bruce came back from the army, from Vietnam, he and Hazel began to bond that lasted their lifetime. And sometimes it was competitive. Hazel would start a basket and then share it with Uncle so that he would be inspired. He would take it apart and then do it a different way and give it back to Hazel so she would be inspired. So there was one hat that went back and forth, and it represented the weaving of Tuaduk, the weaving of Skokomish, and the weaving of Chehalis. And those are the kinds of things that have pulled us together, is this humor, the teasing between relatives, between families, between friends, between tribes. I would like to ask Kimberly Miller to join us and have her share a few words, and then we would like to also share a song with you. And Kimberly will be bringing her family up.
OCM. I was asked to say a few words, and of course I wanted to say no because I'm used to standing next to these guys for years. But I'm sitting in a chair and my daughter, Maris, who rarely speaks, turns and looks at me and says, "You need to speak to the people." And I was like, oh, dang.
All right, Maris.
So a lot of words have been said, but what I'm going to remind everyone that because they have passed is not a reason to be sad, but we need to be thankful because we were a part of their life and their breath. And they had access to their breath since the beginning of time. So now let's not get too carried away with the particular individual because they pulled that breath that we have access forward. And that's what we need to constantly do. Pull it forward. So right now, each and every one of us can share breath and get medicine from this night. That's what we're gonna do. Because it's gonna take a lot to keep things going. Traditions are important to young people, to all of us. But it grounds us, it keeps us whole. And that's what our family's done. And it's not like each and every one of us have a different skill, and we all need each other. We all need each other because it takes a lot to stand a human up and make sure that they're strong enough for their roots to get grounded. That's our young people, because they are going to get slammed to the ground. We're all going to get slammed to the ground. And we need to be spiritually grounded so that we can either be pulled up and staked, bounce back ourselves, but we can do that. We have access to that medicine, and it's our responsibility to remember that. So we are not going to be woe is me. We are blessed souls, and I know it every second of every day that I'm a blessed soul, regardless of what might be going on in our family, with our health, with the world. We are blessed souls. We need to know that, use that, keep us standing. Yvonne's asked me to sing a song. It's a muskrat song. And this was introduced to me in the smokehouse. It belongs to the House of Slaw Eyes Women. And it was used in stick game. It's a warring song also. When I was younger, I used to say, we're going to war and we're going to win. We don't want a war. We want this song to clear our path. We want this song to clear the path. Not only that, but put medicine right in front of us. We need to be able to see it. If we're looking around to see what everybody else in the world's doing, we're going to miss something that's right in front of us. And I swear to God, each and every one of us have medicine right in front of us. We just have to be able to allow it to help us, to stop and ask, pick it up, stop and say, I allow it. That's how easy it is. I allow it. So we're going to ask this song to bless us with a clear path. And if there are obstacles, which there will be, we're going to have the help that it takes to get around them, over them, under them. But we will continue moving forward in the wellness. And even the saddest times, we're going to find joy and remember something to carry forward in this world because each and every one of us are important. So we're going to sing the Muskrat song.
Were you looking for me out there?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Colleen Jolly, and I know that a lot of you know who she is. She's been here forever. I'm not saying that she's old. I'm saying that she has longevity. Okay? We were talking about it earlier. How are you? And she said, I'm fine. And I said, so am I. So we have something in common. We're going to be here for a few more years, but right now I'd like for you to listen what she has to say, because she's going to reminisce and talk about the old days.
I am pretty old,
No,
but so are all you. So, okay.
You'll do fine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, well, as you can imagine, when I walked in here earlier today, I was overwhelmed with emotion. And I've tried to button it up here, but it's not very good. I'm not doing real good about that. I'm seeing people that I love, 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 doing the work that I love, love, love in this place that's in my heart. Thank you for putting some room on the agenda for me and inviting me to this spectacular event. I always feel at home here. And for those of you who are wondering, what in the world am I doing here? My name's Colleen Jolly. I'm Turtle Mountain Chippewa. Brought my daughter Bridget with me. She graduated here. I'm a double greener. I graduated in 70-something and again in 1992. And so I was a student of Mary Ellen Hilaire's, and I knew a lot of you guys when you were kids. I mean, little kids. So it's so wonderful to see you grown up and bring your own kids and to see this going on generationally. So I was a student of Mary's. We drove all over the state together. We went to smokehouse ceremonies together. I wanted to be an artist, but I did not have a lot of support for that. And in 1974, I was advised that Indian art, that's just folk art. That's not real art. Pissed me off. So I put together a native art show at Fort Steilacoom College, where I was studying at the time, called A Family Celebration, and boy, isn't today a family celebration. It's spectacular what's come along. So I went from Fort Steilacoom College and came to Evergreen in January of 1976, and I was lucky beyond words to walk into Mary Ellen Hilaire's office. And she validated everything for me. And we started working together. I was working at the Nisqually tribe at the time as a planner. I was working at the State Capitol Museum. I was studying museology. I thought I would, yay, wouldn't it be fun to work in a museum? But never got to do that. Never got to be an artist. I'm telling you, the support wasn't there. It was not there. And so, when I came back to school, and Mary passed away, and she came out to my house and she said, Colleen, if we're going to get this thing built, it's up to you. Get to work. So I said, okay, not a clue what to do, how to do it, where to do it, how to make it happen. People have been working on it for years. It hadn't happened. It was an idea. We put the idea forward in 1978 when I was an adjunct faculty here. wrote a letter to Dan Evans, and said, who was the president of the college at the time, and said, we're going to build a longhouse here on this campus. You want to join us? Because, I had been taught to make things positive and productive and sounding like we're already good. I didn't mean it to be haughty. I just meant it to say, we're doing it. Join in. It'll be fun. So he put $1,000 in a little fund to build the longhouse. That was in '78. Okay, I came back to school in 1990 in the MPA program. It was the 10th year. We celebrated the 10th anniversary of the MPA program at that time. And I said, well, where's the longhouse? I asked Gary Galbraith. He comes bouncing into the room where we were. Gary's here somewhere. He said, what are you guys? I hear you're looking at the longhouse and looking at the project. And what are you doing? What's going on? And I said, well, it's going to be a focus of our master's thesis. And so we focused on that and what stopped it from being done. We looked at Mary Hilaire's leadership style and women's style of leadership and agenda setting in public administration. And you have to be pretty much on the agenda if you're going to get any funding. So we noticed that the campus master plan had no place on the agenda. It was not on the agenda anywhere. And so we pointed that out to the board of directors. They were a little bit embarrassed, but they said, oh, well, okay, so let's put it on the agenda. And it slid right into the top, number 1 on the agenda. It was pretty cool, yeah. So Les Purse was the president at the time. Thank you, Les. He said, let's do it. Let's build this thing. So we went to the legislature. He got the money. He brought the money home. Money man, right there. And that's, yeah, he did it. He said, let's go, let's do it. So there was a lot of magic that happened in the process of building this house. In fact, I would say this house built itself. The power that is the spirit of this house, the power that's in these pillars, in this building, on this site, the ancestors that have been guiding us this whole time, provided the power to get this place built. And I'm not kidding. There were a lot of visions that occurred, at least for me. And I was standing actually in the top floor of the library, no, the cab building, looking down, where can we build this building? And I saw this building looking back at me. I said, well, there it is. Okay, and I about choked on my sandwich. I ran up to the top floor of the library building where the master plan was with all the little like Monopoly looking buildings. And it said, there's a classroom right there on that spot. And so I paid attention to that. I came running over here and I looked at it and I went, well, it's pretty wet. It was wet. It was a spring here and the lumber, trees had fallen down and stuff. So I knew that there was water though, and we needed to build a longhouse where there was water meets the land, right? So I went, well, it's wet. So anyway, when Les actually called a meeting with me and John Collier, who was the campus architect at the time, I forgot to tell you, the Dog Spirit song was helping us build this longhouse. And we got the Dog Spirit song from John Hottaway McCaw. He sent it to us on a tape recording. And his Dave Whitener said, well, let's build it. Let's do like Spider-Woman does. Let's build this house we got to start with the song. And so John gave us the Dog Spirit song John Collier comes into our meeting and says, well, I think we should build it out here where the dog kennels are on Dogtooth Lane. And I said, yes, it's happening. We're going to do it. So we all figured it out. We all agreed on that. Les said, let's go for it. Went and got the money, came back home. Now we had money. Now the trouble really started. So we had to, convene our planning committee. We had John and Edie Hottaway. I invited Dal McBride and Cowlitz Man, and we had some spectacular meetings. We hired John Paul Jones, architect, to come and work with us, and they found the center of the building right there where this crosswalk goes and that artwork is, and there used to be the fireplace there. John Paul got the surveyor to identify exactly the middle of the building and lined it up with the rest of the campus. So we were lined up and ready to rock and roll. And Yvonne Peterson came down here, and I brought my drum, and we sang a wolf song that I knew at the time, and we had a blessing right there. And it put that spark down into the ground, and the building started coming and taking shape. And it was, I'll tell you what, love built this building, and students built this building, and our ancestors built this building. The night that Sine died, when the budget was signed, and the Longhouse was in the budget for the legislature, I happened to be at my friend Carol Burns' house. I had dinner down there. We were in a teepee down in her place. It was very unusual. And I got thinking, I wonder if anybody left a message on my phone about did it pass? Are we in it? Is it going? I went up to Carol's house, and as I left and got out of that teepee and walked up this creek, I was met by a horde of ancestors. I'm not kidding you. It's the truth. And they shook my hand, and they said, good job, good job, good job. There was like a lineup of people, and they were like outlines of people. They were the spirits of the people of this land, and the spirit of this land. And that's the spirit I'm talking about. And I'm telling you about it, and I haven't told people about that part. But how powerful this place is. It's got its own power, and if you think you're in control of it, think again. We're just little tiny pieces doing our little tiny parts if we're really lucky, and we can get the hell out of the way and let the work go on. Let the work happen with the songs and the language and the art. And I'm telling you, there's nothing been so gratifying to me besides my claim to fame back there, Bridget. So as building this place to support our artists, to support our art itself and the culture and the love that we all bring. That's it.
Thank you for those words, Colleen. Those are absolutely wonderful, moving, beautiful words. Appreciate having you here. I am up here to introduce another pillar family, the Vi Hilbert family, who will be represented by Jill LaPointe and Sasha LaPointe, both Upper Skagit, and our granddaughter and great-granddaughter of the incomparable Vi Hilbert Takshablu. Takshablu was a teacher of Lachute Seed and a pillar of the House of Welcome. Jill Seasquilquash is the Senior Director of the Indigenous Peoples Institute at the Seattle University and author, and like her grandmother, a Lachute Seed warrior. Sasha LaPointe, Takshablu, carries her grandmother's name and is a renowned poet and teaches the Native Pathways program. Join me with one heart, with one mind, and with one spirit in welcoming Seasquilquash and Takshablu. Thank you.
Dwa golapu de ishid, siab, siayaya, asput bolachi bi to butlajas. Siskokwa sistas, skajitab iti baksak ched. Ibas ched atsi to takshablu, iti skoi atsi takshablu. So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Joel Chud, Twalti, Shushudo Bitsid, Atil Tabu, Altish Lachel. It fills my heart with joy to see all of you beautiful people here today. And thank you for staying. I know it's been a really long day. And my daughter, Sasha, when she asked what time I was getting here and how long I was staying, it was like, well, I will get here at the beginning and stay till the end, just as our grandma would do, right? So thank you all for being here. You know, life is full of challenges and achievements, and our family has experienced many challenges this past year, and like many people, we've experienced a lot of loss. But we are also inspired by the work of my grandmother, who was always moving forward to achieve and accomplish, and she always worked on projects and would see them through, like this place here. I know that she was very involved with this. I brought her down to a meeting one time when it was still, the ground had not broken yet, and now here it is, this beautiful space, intended and fulfilling the mission that it was intended to. My grandmother she was always good at giving people assignments, and after the tragic events of September 11th, she wanted to bring healing to the heart of the world. And so she asked the Spirit, what could one person do to make a difference in the world? And the answer that came back to her was music, because she knew that culturally the music is what provides the gift of healing and brings healing to our hearts. And so she commissioned a composer to create a symphony based on two of our ancient spirit power healing songs. And I wanted to say that all of the music that has been shared here today has been very healing to my heart. And so I thank each and every family, pillar families and guests who came and shared their beautiful songs. It was particularly this last family group that shared the muskrat song. Oh, powerful, very healing. Thank you so much. Now, my grandmother was also a storyteller, an international storyteller, and she was known by her signature story, which was only 10 lines long. How many people have heard the story of Lady Louse? Hey. Well, I think Lady Louse would like to come out tonight. So, a long time ago, a shlachlil kwasi bishad, altiahik all. A long time ago, Lady Louse lived there in a great big house. Dai all alone. Hui quiguas yayas. She had no friends or relatives. Hoi quidada gual o equida. Altiheg all. So one day she took it and she swept it, this great big house. There was lots of dirt. Hula udgui jil af alti al. And when she got to the very center of the house, hoi huela shabshubashad, she got lost. And that was the end of Lady Louse. And you may say, Habu. Habu tells the storyteller you're listening. So thank you all very much for listening today. Thank you all for the work that you've done here and the work that continues to go on here to inspire all of our young ones coming up, and artists and musicians and storytellers. And I'd like to now turn it over to my daughter, Takshablu, who is also a storyteller. Your help.
Obut bulachi bid bushan chesh, Takshablu seed star, twal nuksak, gwal skagit. Hello, I'm Sasha Takshablu Lapointe, and I'm from Nooksack and Upper Skagit. And I just want to begin by expressing my thanks for this evening to be here in this beautiful space that was so important to my great-grandmother. And if I seem emotional, it's because I am, because I really, truly am overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude. I truly feel her spirit very close today. And I felt her spirit very close yesterday as I watched my mother receive the Enduring Spirit Award from the Native Action Network. Can we get a round of applause? It was such a moving and beautiful and emotional. I bawled my eyes out during my mom's speech. I really did. I was like ugly crying with mascara and everything. But I felt great grandma with us yesterday, and I feel her here today. And for that reason, I want to honor her just by sharing a few words. And I'm also very grateful to have my family, my niece and my nephew here, and to stand up here with my mom, my niece and nephew. It just feels really special. And I think sometimes in mainstream culture and our fast-paced society, we forget how important family is. And if anything about this summer has taught me, if this summer has taught me anything, it is that family is so important. So thanks, you guys, for being troopers and in it for the long haul with your auntie tonight. I won't keep you too long. I know it's been a while in such a beautiful way. But I wanted to talk about my great-grandmother and her guidance. It has been, people told me growing up when I was little, Takshablu number 2, what hard shoes to fill. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I think what I truly love about my great-grandma is that I don't think she ever meant for me to follow in her footsteps so directly. It was more of her footsteps kind of guide me, and I feel them every day. And without her guidance, I wouldn't have made it to higher education, let alone to be able to work someplace like Evergreen, which even driving to work today, looking at the leaves, looking at this beautiful campus, knowing that she spent a lot of time here, was so connected to this space, I just feel really grateful for her. And for that, I would like to honor her by sharing just a few words. I wouldn't have become a contemporary storyteller in my own way without her pushing me and saying, you're going to do important things. You have to do important things. And I really thank her for that. So I'll end with this bit from an essay that I wrote about her and the work she did for the Healing Heart of Lashutsi, that symphony. Thank you. My great-grandmother was 83 years old when she commissioned the Healing Heart of the first people of this land. She had been troubled by the world. Back then, in 2001, the news was all about George W. Bush's war on terror. She saw beyond the fear. She saw a country divided, the wars across the ocean, and the violent injustices in her own streets. She saw that people had lost their way. She believed so deeply in our people's stories, the teachings inherent in them. She knew that no one would listen to an old Indian woman, that she would have to reach them another way. Somehow, she arrived at what she called highbrow music, symphonies. This came as a shock to us. My great-grandmother hadn't grown up with this kind of stuff. She loved square dancing and Elvis. But she believed this was the way, that if all people could experience our beliefs through song, the music could heal the world. She needed something that everyone could hear. She called a famous composer. I need you to write a symphony, she demanded, and perform it at Benaroyal Hall. The composer turned her down. But weeks after the call, he couldn't get this 83-year-old Indian woman's voice out of his head. He called her back, and together they collaborated on a symphony, the first to be based on Coast Salish songs with the lyrics in Lashutsi, the traditional language. In our longhouse ceremonies, songs hold a spiritual power. There are certain songs for prayer, for healing. My great-grandmother had a cassette tape with recordings of 2 spirit songs, one belonging to a beloved cousin, and the other was Chief Seattle's Thunder Spirit song. She entrusted the tape to a composer with the instructions to listen to but not share them. She wanted the songs to guide him as he wrote the symphony. She hoped that the healing power of those spirit songs would take shape in the symphony and that when people heard it, they might be touched by that power. She was hoping for medicine, for a world that could change. Tigwitsi, thank you.
So 2026 marks the 20th anniversary since that Healing Heart of the First People of this land was performed at Benaroya Hall. And in case you missed it or you liked it well enough that you want to hear it again, the University of Washington is going to be performing it at Meany Hall in Seattle on February 6th, 2026. So, but before we go, I have my grandchildren here, Mateo and Nevaeh LaPointe, and they've been so patient. And I'm going to ask them to help pass out a couple of just small gifts that we have for those who were part of creating this beautiful space. So, Laura Vermeulen. If you raise your hand, then they can help find you. Hey, guys, take my book. They're new to this. Lindley Logan. Behind you. Yvonne Peterson. In the back, in the back. Colleen Jolly. Oh, over there, Mateo. Over there. And finally, Tina Kukan. So, right here, right here.
Raise your hand, please.
Oh, who did we miss? She has an extra book.
Tina?
Tina's right there. You have one extra book. Who did you miss? Did you give one to Yvonne Peterson? Laura Vermeulen? Oh, Lynn Dennis. Lynn Dennis, there she is. Sorry. Thank you so much, and keep up all of the wonderful work. Igwitsid, Haishka, Dahaduch.
on behalf of the staff, Laura and her staff, and everyone here, I want to thank everyone for staying and honoring the invitation to the end. I don't know if you recognized something that Colleen pointed out to all of us, is look at all you old people out there. And it's really true. There's a lot of elders here. Over 50, over 60. And wouldn't it be fun, since now there's 30 years under our belt, to have a elders luncheon here at the Evergreen. Now, something that Colleen pointed out was that money is the key. And of course, donations, fundraisers, to make it happen, that we can get our elders to come and talk about their youth, talk about where their tribes are at, talk about how we can help each other continue on, so that a lot of the messages that have been given to them from their elders can be said again in either 5 or 10 years here at the Evergreen. Think about it. Maybe you'll get an invitation in the mail. Who knows? I want to sing a song that we always close a lot of our events in Niabe. It's called The Love Song, and it was composed by a man. His name was Taishted. That was my grandmother's father from Pisht. Iya wa anna, iya wa anna, iya na, iya na, iya na, ana, iya na, iya. Watching the sun come up, and he's praying to the Creator Naya, for his loved ones that are gone away. Okay, left, and he's missing them. And we will miss you all. Take care. One more. Go ahead.
If you haven't picked up gifts, there's a gift table over here with bags, and please take one on your way out. Good enough.
Yes.